Hey guys, and welcome back to the Hivemind StarCraft 2 tournament. Again, my name is Evolution Gaming Woodhouse, and I am bringing you the winners bracket semifinals. First match between Freekz and JLeli. The first game just got played, and like I said in the last cast, it was just picking apart of Freekz by JLeli in game number 1. Freekz, on the other hand, played a very, very solid game, but was not able to break JLeli in any way, shape, or form. So with that, let's actually take you right into game number 2, played on MLG's Metalopolis. Spawning over here at the 3 o'clock position, we do have our blue Terran player, and I'm actually going to go ahead and apologize for this in advance. If you didn't catch it in the last game, I think I actually had Freekz as pink, yet he spawned as blue on my overlay. So, whoops. Derp. I kind of derped on that one, I'm sorry. But spawning up here at the 12 o'clock position, we do have his opponent looking to put away the semifinal at a deficit of 2-0 to Freekz and send Freekz right down into the losers bracket. We have our orange Zerg player, JLeli. And I did, in between this cast and the last cast, go in and adjust my music, so I hope that's a little more conducive to the listening pleasure of the audience. You see the Overlord from JLeli going to get the first scout on his opponent. Again, now with this being MLG's version, you have the neutral supply depots as well as no close spawn by ground. So that means that this is just going to be a close spawn by air, as we saw JLeli getting the first scout on his opponent. Freek's going to go ahead and drop down the first barracks now. Fairly, very, very standard. We're going to have to see if JLeli does decide to go for a 15 pool, 15 hatch like he did last game, or if he has something more specific in his mind. The scout from Freekz is here now, checking out his opponent's base, and it does look like it's going to be a 15 hatch, 15 pool. It was pretty easy for Freekz to identify where his opponent was. Oh, and that has to hurt. That has to hurt. Is that embarrassing? That has to be embarrassing. Losing his initial worker to the drone scout. The drone scout now going to die, but he was at least a boss and did end up getting one kill before becoming an extractor that essentially will be killed. Spawning pool now going down for JLeli as well. The SCV from Freekz content just to chill here to see what is coming and when, and actually to see when that first set of Zerglings does pop out. You see the orbital command now on the way for Freekz as well, getting the cancel off. Wow, JLeli, get him! Oh, poor drone. Poor drone. He had a valiant life, though. I will say that, taking out the SCV. The embarrassment that must have come from that. We're going to have to see. JLeli now with the first set of scouting lings on the way. Freekz dropping down a factory as he did in the last game. So maybe again we'll see some sort of a reactor Hellion expand. I definitely hope so. I enjoy watching that style of play. So we're going to have to see if Freekz does in fact decide to go for that again. We do see a factory coming. I just mentioned that. Wow, I am spot on today, guys. The factory is just about done now for Freekz. Freekz continuing just to macro up as per usual. Dropping down the reactor, so it is going to be a reactor Hellion build of some sort. Freekz coming up here with the SCV to try and block off that third of JLeli, delay it as much as possible. We do see the spine crawler from JLeli coming down now, just to add a little bit of protection. First set of lings actually are out on the map right now. He has one down here to scout, see when that goes off, and he has one over here at the expansion. Oh, can he get? No, he can't get through. There was a good wall by Freekz there. And a little bit of the miss landing micro by Freekz. Gonna go ahead and drop down his tech lab now on those barracks. Does kill the first scouting Zergling, but he does have another one over here at the Zelnaga Tower to make sure nothing is coming via this attack path. Wow, my control is off today too, guys. I am sorry. We do see the Evolution Chamber and Roach Warren going down for JLeli as well, doing this very, very standard wall in here on actually both sides. We've seen wall-ins of various types done the last couple of weeks, and I actually like seeing it because it protects that natural during the early stage of the game. You see the evolution chamber now done for JLeli. Second barracks coming in for Freekz now at just about third, actually. Wow, I missed one. I'm sorry. And the reactored Hellions coming out now. Still has not taken the second gas geyser. Keeping one Marine back there to make sure. Metabolic boost almost done now for JLeli as well. Freek's going to go ahead and start the double reactor Marauder play as well. This SCV freaking out a little bit, wanting to get back to his home, his supply depot home, but not able to because of the wall. And Happy Gilmore when he said, just go to your home. That's all this SCV wanted to do. He just wanted to go to his home, but was unable to. And now he's home. He's happy again. He knows that he's not going to get eaten. Hellion's going to go ahead and take out that one scouting lane to take the Zelmaga Tower again to watch this attack path. Again, and we do actually see the creep spread coming out for JLeli this game, so I do like it. He heard my complaining or not in the last game. This is in fact a replay, so I don't think he was listening to me while he was playing anyway. Because if he was, that would be awkward. We do see both extractors and a third extractor down now for JLeli. The Lings taking a very, very roundabout attack path, but that is to make sure that his opponent hasn't done anything sneaky, hasn't expanded anywhere beyond that. We still have not seen an expansion command center coming out of Freekz just yet, so maybe just a one base all-in, possibly. We're going to have to see how this plays out, if he's just going to keep reactoring out Hellions and just continue to push away that way. Although he needs to be careful, this attack of Lings is going to come up, and he is in the middle of running out. Those Lings, if they do manage to get by, it looks like, okay, he did close the supply depot. The Ling's going to just come down here and wait for this third, either go down and stop it or just cause some issues. We do see the army of Freekz going to go ahead and just continue to move forward. JLeli at a 67 to 75 supply disadvantage at this point, as we do see Freekz just continuing to gather at the Zelmaga Tower. The Ling's coming in to make sure that there is no natural expansion down. Is he going to get by it? Nope, he is going to pick off a Marauder though. Ooh. And go ahead and continue to start picking away at the front of that base, and it does look like it was caught slightly out of position there by Freekz. Ling's completely retreating now, making sure to avoid these Hellions if at all possible. Now note that they are not Blue Flame Hellions. They are in fact just Red Flame Hellions, which still do a lot of damage in high numbers, as we've seen multiple times, but they are not nearly as effective at killing Zerglings as a few Blue Flame. Now when you get a lot of them, yeah, as we just saw, they kind of eat Zerglings alive. We do see a Spire coming down now for JLeli up here somewhere, right there. He's hiding it. He's hiding it from us. And another hatchery coming down at his third. Good stuff all the way around. We do see the push from Freekz coming in. Right now JLeli is at a 10 supply disadvantage, but that does not mean a whole lot at this point. The 3 spine crawlers going to soak up a little bit of the damage. Some roaches coming out now, and we see once again that roaches are basically the hard counter to anything, as the better concave at this point does go to JLeli. The forces of Freekz are in the red at this point, easily picked off by these roaches and spine crawlers, and we do see the supply starting to plummet now for Freekz. There's not a whole lot left. He runs out of there with 3 Marines and 3 Marauders to the roach force of JLeli. Very, very well played by JLeli, using this wall, using his spine crawlers to his advantage to go ahead and just pick off one by one those units. Now he did lose 1 spine crawler in that engagement. Again, not that big of a loss when you think about what could have happened. Engineering Bay down for Freekz now as well, and in Expansion Command Center. Usually that Command Center probably would have wanted to start a little bit earlier so that he could have expanded behind that attack, but I'm sure seeing the result of that probably delayed it a little bit. Nothing major. The Meg statue standing proudly over the Zerg base. It's okay. And we do see more Lings. And we see the engagement coming out now for Freekz. That is a lot of roaches, and some mutas coming out now. He needs to save those mutas. He's microing the mutas back, but that is a huge concave of roaches. The mutas are also going to come in here and clean up what is left. And Freekz with the GG. So as we see here, Freekz trying to do some early pressure and trying to push his opponent back into a corner. Isn't successful with it at all. And goes ahead and drops game number 2 to JLeli. Sorry, I had a mental block there for a second. And falls down to the loser's bracket. Now, remind you, Freekz is not out. He gets a week off and then has to play next week before the LAN to see if he advances into the loser's bracket finals. But this, guys, was semifinal match number 1 of the Hivemind StarCraft 2 tournament. My name is Evolution Woodhouse, and we'd like to congratulate JLeli on being the first finalist out of the winner's bracket. I will be back with you with match number 2 here shortly. Stay with me.